Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and today I'll be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of December 2024. So if this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say hello and welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I'm using what I call my winter tarot deck, just because that's what it that's what it looks like. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite tarot, and then I will close out your reading, Sag, with a intuitive life coaching oracle card. All right. So, and if this reading is not specific enough for you and you want to ask me a question, make sure you join me on my live streams. I go live 2 times a week on Mondays and Fridays. And it's called the Ask Me Anything Tarot Show. And you can ask me anything about anything. And yes, I got my little word stones here just because I don't know why. I felt like pulling them out. So, enjoy, and take in all the goodness that is coming along with that. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get right into your reading, because look at that Page of Pentacles. You got some new money coming in, and this is going to happen at the beginning of December. All right, but I also see a lot of things happening here, and the thing that is really interesting are these 2 cards here, because we got the 9 of Swords and we got the 7 of Swords. And remember, whenever this card shows up, it means something is not quite as it's supposed to be or as it should be. Now, this is probably not anything that you are doing intentionally. I feel like there's somebody around you who could be a little bit shifty, could be a little bit shady. And so you have to be very, very careful, because it could be an emotional situation here, all right? Because we got the King of Cups and then, like I said, that 9 of Swords. But things actually kind of turn around as it relates to this situation. I feel like this is something you've been dealing with probably for at least a few weeks now. But the thing is things actually shift. So if you're dealing with somebody who could be being dishonest, or maybe somebody did something not on the up and up and you know all about it, I feel like this is something work related for a lot of you, and it could be business related for some of you. Now we have the 8 of Wands, and then we've got the 2 of Wands. This is a card about speed and timing, which means things actually start moving for you very, very quickly, especially as it relates to finances. We also have the 2 of Wands, which means past conditions are affecting current circumstances or your current situation. Now, this isn't a bad thing, because the card's in the upright position. So this is telling me that there's some decisions you made recently, and they were actually very good, solid decisions, and it's paying off for you now, especially decisions that were money or finance related. All right, so we got new money coming in. We have a situation here that could be a little bit distracting, but it's not going to take anything away from you financially, which is good. And then you've got timing on your side and past decisions working in your favor. All right, so that's really, really good as it relates to money. Let's see what else is showing up for Sagittarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Hold on. For the month of December 2024, what do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius? All right, so Sag, as we move into the second week of December, things actually get really good and juicy. Because I'm seeing the Page of Cups, and then I'm also seeing that 6 of Wands. So those are some really good cards, especially when we're talking about money, when we're talking about work. Now, the Knight of Wands means that you got some assistance or some help showing up as it relates to your work. And I feel like this is kind of in correlation to what we talked about here, this sticky situation that has kind of gotten you a little bit distracted as we start off the month. But whatever it is or whatever it was, it looks like you're going to get some type of, like I said, support, assistance, resolution, some answers even. And so that's really, really good, because that is the thing that really shifts everything for you mentally, and your mind is clear, your energy is clear, and you're free to focus back on making the money, or growing the money, or investing the money, whatever it is. All right, next up we do have the Temperance card. Now the Temperance card is a card that talks about balance and harmony, but also this is a card that sometimes this card shows up, and this is what I'm feeling in this particular reading, Sag, is that that's the dream card. So you need to pay attention to the dreams that you're having in the second week of December, because that's going to unlock some answers that you have been searching for, or something that you're trying to find a solution to. The Page of Cups means you have an offer coming your way, or an invitation. Again, this is going to be something financially beneficial for you, which is great. We also have that Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups, it's telling me that you're going to have to say no to something. Sometimes things just don't resonate for us, or sometimes things just really aren't, the timing's not good, or maybe we're just not interested. Maybe it's not something beneficial. Maybe it's just something we don't want. Don't be afraid to say no, especially in that second week of December. Finally, we've got the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card that talks about you attracting a lot of attention. Now, what I'm getting with this is that you're really, really radiant in the second week of December, Sagittarius. And this could be for a multitude of reasons. Like, we can think about radiance as, physical looks, but also the other thing about radiance that I'm picking up is like, it makes you really magnetic, because you're attracting a lot of attention. And so you're drawing in opportunities, you are drawing in meetings and connections with people that really help you or set you up for more success in some way. All right, so really embrace that, the radiant riches that are coming your way. Like I said, especially in this second week of December. All right, so let's continue on, Sag, and see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of December. And look at that. Things just keep getting better. Things just keep getting better. All right, so as we move into the second half of December, Sag, we got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, when she shows up in the reverse, she's telling us that now is not the time to take any unnecessary risk. Now, when it comes to money, when it comes to business, sometimes risk could be a strategy. However, I'm not getting that right now. I'm not getting that for you, Sagittarius, especially in the second half of the month. All right, remember the Queen of Pentacles. She does not take any unnecessary risk. She does not put herself in any type of compromising position, especially as it relates to money. So be very, very careful with what you're doing as it relates to your financial plans in the second half of December. We also have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords in the reverse is a card about being proactive. It's a card about really showing up. If there is something you've been kind of holding back on, or something that you have been feeling a little maybe shy about, Sagittarius, the Four of Swords is a card that is reminding us that sometimes we have to do the exact thing that we are afraid to do. All right, so the Four of Swords is a card where it's really all about showing up for yourself. And sometimes that could be a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm telling you, it's going to pay off, especially as it relates to your money. Next up, we got the Ace of Wands, one of my favorite cards in a money reading, because that is a card of cash flow and cash in hand. I wouldn't be surprised if you get some type of monetary gift in the second half of December. And it kind of makes sense, right? We're in the holiday season. And so I do see some cash, maybe even some gift cards or something like that coming your way. Next up, we got the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups means that you have a lot of options before you when it comes to making money, when it comes to growing your money. Even as it relates to your job, your career, your business, there's a lot of options that are showing up for you in mid-December, and they apply to later on in, I should say in the new year. Like there's going to be some opportunities that show up. And I think some of them are going to be very attractive. However, they're not going to be something that's available immediately, but really take into consideration any type of offer, opportunity, anything that could potentially be something that works out for you. All right, Sag, finally, we got that star card. Star card is a great card. Now, for some of you, I'm feeling like this is a health card because the star card is the card of health, healing, wellness, recovery, rejuvenation. So some of you are maybe dealing with a health challenge, and the star card also indicates like literally attracting a lot of attention, kind of like what we talked about here with the Six of Wands. These are the two cards that talk about really attracting a lot of attention, even to the point where you could be considered like celebrity status in some cases for some of you. But for some of you, it could be healing. So if you are dealing with any type of, like I said, physical challenge, healing is definitely on the way. And that happens probably roughly in that third week of December. All right, Sag, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of December 2024. What do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius? Ooh, that's a good card. It's also a repeater card. All right, so that situation that we talked about, remember this sticky situation here at the beginning of the month? By the end of December, that whole thing gets resolved. So you don't even have to worry about that, Sag. All right, and that's a really, really, really good card to see. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups in the reverse, still one of the most positive cards in the deck. It's a fantastic card. This means that happiness, joy, success, the answer is yes, positivity, all the things, celebration. That's happening in the towards the end of December. Just because it's in the reverse, it usually means to a lesser degree, but it's still a good card. Now you got two of the communication cards here, and what I'm getting is like both of these communication cards are in relation to this situation. So whoever was involved here, the communication is going to be strained, but the situation will be taken care of. But I just don't think that the communication will ever be the same between you and this person. And again, I feel like this is something work, business related. For some of you, it could just be a money situation. And it could be somebody in your family, a partner, something like that. But again, communication just is not going to be the same because of whatever it was you were dealing with here at the beginning of the month. Now, we also got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands talks about things being a little bit unstable, but that is normal as things kind of sort themselves out. So don't immediately react and think that something is wrong or that you're, doing something that's making the situation worse. No, like I said, sometimes things just got to kind of play out. And you have to understand that it doesn't mean that it takes you away from your focus or that it takes you away from what it is that you're trying to do, especially as it relates to your money. So understand that that's kind of how life is sometimes, where things just kind of happen and things are kind of rocky. But again, it's not enough to disrupt your whole money plan or your whole money game. All right. Finally, we do have this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card that talks about sometimes we feel limited. Understand there are no limitations as it relates to your money and to, what it is that you can achieve. Now, I say this because a lot of people tend to think that they're stuck, or a lot of people in general tend to think, oh, I can only do so much. Now, when I say you are unlimited, it may not necessarily mean you can achieve things the same way somebody else does. But whatever you want, whatever it is you're working towards, especially as it relates to money, you can definitely achieve it. You may just have to do it a different way. You may have a different timeline, a different plan, a different strategy, but understand that you are not limited as it relates to your money. Okay, so you need to remove any type of thought or belief that that's even true, because it's not, all right? And I want to encourage you with that, Sagittarius, okay? So December is a month of, like I said, not only radiant riches, but I'm also feeling like this is a month of growth and huge shifts happening as it relates to your money, because not only are things kind of finally getting resolved, but you also are very motivated to take action and to consider other opportunities and other options that are coming your way, not only now, but especially in the new year. All right, Sag, so let's go ahead and close out your reading with an intuitive life coaching oracle card. Oh, okay, so we got card number 4, which is the void. You may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. Wow. You may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. All right, now remember, when we think about addiction, it's not always like drugs, alcohol, or anything like that. Sometimes we're addicted to certain behaviors. Sometimes we're addicted to certain circumstances. And I'm wondering if this is kind of what needs to be considered, especially with all the things that are going on for you in the month of December, Sag. Remember, we talked about communication, a sticky situation, and things kind of getting rectified as we progress through the month. All right, so think about that, Sag. Think about that. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. Again, if you'd like to join me for live streams twice a week, I would love to have you. It happens every Monday and Friday.